Hey there, Pepper people. Grandpa Lanky here, back for another life-saving video. I'm actually not kidding about that. I'm kind of serious. So my name is Jason, registered polysomnographic technologist. If you're a Lego man, you call me Jocelyn. And if you don't know that reference, you're not watching enough of my videos. So this video is on leak and a myth surrounding leak. This is something I've never talked about. Leak could not be more important for your CPAP or bilevel or especially ASV therapy. Any leak you have is going to undermine your therapy. That is just simply a fact. I'm going to show you why here in a second. All of a sudden though, I've heard 3 times doing PAP analysis with people, so in person, live, 2 in the comment section, and 1 person on a phone call just asking me some questions, talk about the leak rate and my doctor, my whatever, I heard this on a forum, whatever. My leak is below 24 liters per minute, so I'm good. I'm all fine. That is a lie. That is a myth. That is not right. Now, there is some history with that because I used to believe that as well. As you can tell, I no longer believe that. Here's where it came from. Long ago, when masks came out, they had this huge sheet that was just in the back of them, and it had leak rates. Now, for 5 centimeters of water, next to it was always 24 liters per minute for pretty much whatever mask you had. That was the expected leak rate. It gets a little muddied because the way that machines report them now is different from back then, but you could expect a leak of 24 liters per minute on 5 centimeters of water pressure. And then that slowly increased as the pressure increased until you got to a point of, I'm gonna forget this, if you're on 20 centimeters of water and you have no leaking, your vented leak, your expected leak is something like, I wanna say 54 or 56, something like that. But the leak is linear. As the pressure increases, your expected leak is gonna go up with that. It just makes sense. But for some reason over time, just that 24 liters per minute was held onto, and if it's under that, then you're good. That's not right. There is something else though. If your machine, if you do have a leak, whether it's out of your mouth or out of your mask, all you get is the happy face, the frowny face on your machine. But there is a point at which, if there's a leak, your machine's gonna turn up. It's gonna turn up, it's gonna blow harder, it's gonna try to maintain that pressure in your mask so it thinks it's maintaining pressure in your upper airway. So it's gonna blow harder and harder and harder, and at some point the leak is gonna be so great that it can't blow hard enough to splint your airway, to hold your airway open from the obstruction. So that would be like a leak that cannot be compensated for. Now this is what you'd see on your machine is a large leak, and I'm not even 100% sure it's that. And the reason I say that is because largely it's irrelevant. I'm gonna make this super simple for this video. I'm gonna show you examples real soon. If you have any kind of leaking at all that's coming out of your mouth, it is going to be detrimental to your sleep. It is going to cause your sleep to be fragmented. And by that I mean you're waking up more for really no reason other than a mouth leak. If you have enough of these mouth leaks, your sleep's gonna be extremely fragmented. And these awakenings are on top of potential sleep disordered breathing events that are either included in or separate from the mouth leak that you're having. Let's head to the computer. I will show you exactly what I mean. Now, no joke, this kind of leaking can have a really severe consequence on your quality of sleep and therefore your quality of life, even your health. So here, let's take a look at this. Now, this is best case scenario. I am using Sleep HQ to view this. Look at this leak rate. The top of this line here, maxed out, is at 8 liters per minute. We are well below the 24 liters per minute. Most of this leaking, you can see there's like little sporadic spikes. Those are no problem. But if you have something that has some width to it, such as this one right here, or even this one over here, now that's gonna have more of an impact on your sleep. All right, I've picked the most benign area I could find. So right here, let's zoom in on this section. So as the person's asleep, their mouth pops open and it slowly creeps up, drops a little bit, comes up to a maximum height here, a leak rate of 6 liters per minute, before reaching this peak, and you can see how it dramatically falls off. Right here, you can see this funky little oscillation. That is an awakening. They're waking up, they're closing their mouth, the leaking goes away. It caused them to wake up. Now, whether there was a mass pressure decrease, maybe there was, maybe there wasn't, not the purpose of this video. But let's scroll forward. You can see as they're falling asleep again, the leak builds up a little more, and then we have another awakening. This is very subtle. If we zoom out just a tad, you can see how it spikes up a little different in that area, get a little extra wiggle in that spot, and then they fall asleep again. right before they have another little mouth burst, increase in mouth leaking till we again reach a crescendo. Leak drops off as the mouth closes. So in this one little section here of 7 minutes, we have, I'm gonna be conservative and say 3 awakenings from strictly mouth leaking. And all of these mouth leaking events are below 6 liters per minute, not even close to 24 liters per minute. So the next time you hear someone say, if your leak is below 24 liters per minute, you can now reference this and know that they're 100% full of crap. Now this is one I'm using that's actually a lot more clear since this person has been fully dialed in, but this leaking is a lot more clear. It looks more like a mountain range. We can zoom in on really any of these spots. We can zoom in on a big range and just literally see the awakenings occur. Mouth leak pops up out of nowhere or during a period of sleep, wake up, drops down. Pops up at a period of sleep, goes across till it drops off. There's a wake up, so it drops down. Every one of these, it's like you can set a stopwatch to it. And again, none of these are even coming close to the 24 liters per minute that doctors say is the end all be all. Okay, don't really need to beat that horse to death anymore. So what do you do about it? Essentially, mouth tape, if you're using a nasal pillow mask. I'm gonna have a more in-depth video on that later, going through products and technique, but basically mouth taping for nasal pillow masks. If you're using a full face mask, something like a soft cervical collar or a chin strap, those are both very helpful. Again, more detail later. Now let's go ahead and look at some comments, but before we do, we need to talk about one more way that you're leaking, and that is you're leaking money. That's right, folks. If you want to stop leaking money, head on over to CPAPSupplies.com. Oh my God, Jocelyn. That was probably the best transition I've ever seen. I rock at transitions. If you can find someone better at transitions, let me know, because I certainly don't know who they are. Jocelyn, that was a very good transition, but you kind of blew it by your celebration. All right, head on over to CPAPSupplies.com. Use discount code LEFTY20, save 20% off. You also get 100 loyalty reward program points, which equates to another $5 off your order. Now that discount code is not good for something like the ResMed AirCurve 10V Auto Card to Cloud, which is now right at 1,200 bucks. Probably one of the best machines you can get right now. Now, if you do want to make use of that discount code and get that 20% off, you can get something like the Fisher and Paykel Solo Nasal Pillow Mask. That thing I've been using lately, I really, really do like it. What you do is you throw that baby in your cat, then you're going to apply the discount code LEFTY20, and look at that, we just saved $23.80 off that mask. With CPAPSupplies.com, you also have great customer service. Check out the sponsor of this video, CPAPSupplies.com, and stop leaking money. Let's check some comments now. First one, Graham Bebe. How can I make an appointment to consult with you? That question has actually been asked a lot. Check the description box, axgsleepdiagnostics.com. That's it. Check my website. I have tons of services. See which one's right for you. Biggest question I always get is what's the difference between Oscar PAP analysis and Sleep HQ analysis? Essentially, they're the same, except Oscar, you have a lot more face-to-face time. Zoom, we're actually speaking, whereas through Sleep HQ, I don't get a lot of background. We never talk. It's a few emails back and forth. I would say it's very hands-off. So if you feel like you pretty much have a good feel for what you're doing, I would do Sleep HQ. If you're mildly clueless or you want to ask a lot of questions, Oscar PAP analysis all day long. To me, it's well worth it. I do spend a lot more time with the Oscar than I do with Sleep HQ. So I feel like if I'm a consumer, that's the one I would order for my mom or dad if they were doing this with someone. So next one is thank you for allowing us to have a rumspringa. Now this has to do with my Colt, if you're not aware. The Colt of CPAP. I'm glad that I had time to realize my V Auto on my BiPAP sucked. I can't say that word because this in fact is a 5C. CPAP Christian Cat Channel Colt. Boom, still remember it. I want to abide by the C5's guidelines of fixed pressures. My doctor also agreed and sent me to a fixed pressure. Fixed pressure is the way to go. If you don't believe me though, try APAP, try fixed pressure, see which one works better for you, and go with what works. Stewie's the real cult leader anyway. Now this is a comment that has to do with Inspire. Inspire is that device that is implanted in your upper chest. I believe it's on the left side, but whatever. Someone beat me up over that. It's somewhere around, all right? And it innervates your hypoglossal nerve. that gives a little electrical signal to make your tongue stiffen, the base of your tongue, which is supposed to keep your airway open. Now, I've refrained, but I have a ton of horror stories with Inspire. People have sent me a ton of gruesome pictures. I'll probably do a video of that. I've just been holding off because I beat it to death a while ago. But anyway, thank you. I have an appointment coming up to see about Inspire, and now I'm going to cancel it. I actually wouldn't cancel it. Just go hear what they have to say. I'm 81, and the negative comments worry me that it's not worth going through possibly dangerous surgery on the chance. First, I need to follow your recommendations on how to improve my CPAP. I'm grateful because after listening to a zillion posts, you were the only one telling the truth about Inspire. I don't want to say I'm telling the truth about Inspire because Inspire probably has their own story. Really, man, that's in this day and age, everyone's trying to say everyone else is wrong. I'm not trying to say other people are wrong. I've just heard a lot of horror stories about Inspire, and I'm trying to invite people on to talk about their positive experience with Inspire. And it's curious to me that these people that have such great experiences never say anything about it. They never say like, hey, yeah, I would love to come talk to you about it. It's never happened. I invite it. I'm doing it now. I will have no one take me up on this offer again. It's crazy. So all I've seen are horror stories. I have done a few titrations of Inspire in the past in the sleep lab. The people being titrated with it would somewhat complain, like they have this, you know, what if you have to get to the voltage to a point where it works, it's like that voltage is so high that it disrupts the person's sleep anyway. So, and I've heard some really odd side effects, but I'll save those for the video. High lanky leaf tea? Lanky leaf tea? What am I, Earl Grey here? I'm a new student taking classes and doing modules for sleep study. Any tips, bro? Any would be awesome. Well, brah. Yeah, my tip is study hard. I don't know. Study hard and get off nights as soon as possible. That crap will kill you. But here's something else. Lanky leaf tea, I've been called the lanky left. I don't know what that is. Lanky lefty. I'm skinny. I'm tall, and I'm left-handed. That's it. I'm not the lanky left. Like, I don't know what that means. Lanky lefty? Yes, that makes sense. Look, my high school photography teacher is the one that coined the phrase. It cracked me up. I can still imagine him saying it. The lanky lefty. So I just stuck with it when I was making my YouTube channel way back in the day. That's where the nickname comes from. And then 27 was my baseball number. Easy. And on one final note, tonight there's something very serious occurring. And I want to get your honest opinions of this. In a debate, who do you think is going to win between Lego Man,
I sure would appreciate your vote,
Stewie, or Business Jason? Business Jason here for a quick message.
Oh, that's Business Jason.
Look at me, I'm having fun. Just who would win? I just want to hear about it in the comment section below. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye. Clean your stinky mask with some Mask Bright, available at Amazon. And time for an extra thick thanks, buddy, to my top level supporters: Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Stuart Hetherington, Alan Liu, Chung Chu Chen, Edward Steiner, and Teddy Stegman. Probably messing up the pronunciation, but it is what it is. I'd like to say thank you also to these people,
you get a shout out,
as well as
barely
those
even
other
on
people.
screen, but still appreciate the support.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.